ain't never seen nothing like this before. Hot boy summer. Go ahead, shawty, slide the number. Sent her to a mode, sang a song in a Hummer. She on her Chanel, kick, don't mess with no Prada. Miss goddamn, have you ever been flown to the Bahamas? Yes, Queen Slade, it's your life. Yes, Queen. VVS Loon, got your wrist smelling like ice.
Well, if it isn't the illustrious mastermind himself joining me, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. How are you, Indigo?
Pretty good. We had some requests for a little bit of off-season content for the RDS Plus channel, so I figured we'd get together, talk about the different contestants in the 3 seasons we hosted as partners, and do a little bit of ranking, a little bit of fun memory type stuff.
This is why you guys called me off the yacht. Okay, all right.
We needed you. You were on that yacht with Magic shooting jumpers, but we needed you back, Mastermind.
All right. Yeah, hey, I'm here. I made it.
So when you look at these 6 categories that we're going to be putting these people in, what do they mean to you? Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. What is a forgettable player?
A forgettable player is, I'm looking at some of these photos, and there's at least one that I immediately see as forgettable. The guy that's right in between Jim and JD. I forgot him.
Oh my God, it's terrible. That's Jesse. That's Jesse. But yeah. So from my own season, we're not ranking anybody from our seasons. This is just when we were hosts. So Survivor season 2, Survivor season 3, and Big Brother season 2. But for my season, we started with a guy named Ian who was on our beach, first out. Barely did anything. He is somebody I would consider a forgettable player. That next rung up, filler. What's better than a forgettable player but not quite a role player? How would you define that?
Okay, as a filler, you have the potential to have made it even till the end. Like, you could make it to the end as a filler, but if you didn't do anything while you were out there and you had no chance at the actual win, you could be a filler.
It is a chance, I agree, that you could go to the end. I'd say if you go to the end, you must have at some point filled a role for some kind of alliance, but filler to me is more going to be people who, if they were the first out, they still brought some kind of content, even if it wasn't like great strategy or challenge prowess. A filler is somebody who was there and you remember moments about them that made small impacts, but pretty much they're an extra in the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Generally going to be people who are pre-Jerry people, but I've seen a couple. I'm sure there's been a couple fillers that have made it to the end.
That's probably true. These role players, this is probably where we're going to get the meat of people, right? I would say the majority of people are probably going to fall into this category. What does a role player mean to you, Mastermind?
Somebody that was on the bus throughout. They got into an alliance, but they definitely weren't driving the bus. They had a lot to do with the decision. Like, they had a lot to do with it. Their voice was definitely heard, but they weren't the main decision maker.
They weren't the person who was either the social force of the alliance or the strategic mind or the person winning these challenges or getting these advantages. They were there. They participated, but they weren't really. At no point does anybody look at them and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to vote that person to win."
Yeah, agreed.
These next couple, though, this is where it gets spicy. Solid yet flawed. What does that mean to you, Mastermind?
Solid yet flawed. So now we're getting into the makings of people that could have won the game. Solid yet flawed is the first step of that in my mind, because you could have started. Say you had the best start to a season out of anybody, but then all of a sudden, like maybe your lies caught up to you or something like that. You'd probably go in the solid yet flawed category, especially if you barely made the jury or somehow got out before the jury.
So from I watched your season, Mastermind, and somebody from your season who I would consider solid yet flawed was Tiger Jackson. He was in your alliance with you. He won some things. He made a deal at the end and kind of got himself into that contention to go to the end, but he wasn't somebody who was in the driver's seat in any capacity throughout the whole game.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good example of one. Yeah, you could even make an argument for like an Ashley or somebody like that.
Yeah.
But
I
she
would
was,
probably
yeah,
put Ashley if I was doing that in that next category up, but she's in there. There's not a huge distinction between these two. Like this
yeah.
is more a nuanced break, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I mean, it's hard to say with Ashley.
Yeah.
My opinion, I might have bumped her down a category ever since the hypnotism stuff.
She's about to join the family, I heard. I got an invite. Me and my wife are going to be on vacation, so we can't join it. But will you be going to the wedding?
Yeah, I see. We still gotta. I gotta see. Gotta look at the ledger. See if you know, see if he's been practicing again. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure he's not allowed to practice anymore. So if
Make
he's still
sure his
practicing,
hypnosis license is up and up, huh?
yeah, exactly. We gotta make sure that he didn't get renewed on the black market or anything like that before I make any
I
decisions.
love that. The next category, serious contenders, Mastermind. What does that mean to you?
Oh, serious contenders, man. These people are the ones that they were the heads of the alliance.
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones that were running the show, and
Hmm.
you know, either they won the game or came extremely close to winning the game.
I would definitely say, going back to my season, uh, a serious contender would be somebody like Jade Williams. While she was in the game, she was incredible. Um, she didn't last very long, so that's why you might put her as low as solid yet flawed. But maybe another person would be David Atwater. Another person would be CB Eddy in his second time playing. This is somebody who wasn't quite game breaking, but it was either socially or through challenges or advantage, some element were a dominant force. And I would say probably the majority of winners are going to be in the serious contender slot. I would say the MVP caliber people probably get taken out. They're so threatening. They're so obviously good. They probably get taken out more often than not. Now, some winners are definitely going to be MVPs, but because you got around all those challenges. But I would say more often than not, the MVPs get taken out at the end of the game.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what do you think about the MVPs, Mastermind?
Well, MVP is like you said. You know, if it depends. Like, when did you become an MVP? Were you an MVP coming into the game? For example, now, if you or I go back into the game and we're MVP from the beginning,
Oh yeah.
I agree with your synopsis there about. But you know, the true MVPs, the one that I would really put in this category, are the ones that, you know, everybody watching the show from the outside
Oh
looking
yeah.
in could tell that they were MVP
Oh
caliber,
yeah.
but they didn't let that like be shown inside the house. Like they were able to keep the threat level to a minimum.
It's hard to do, man. Like that's a good point. Like talking back to your season, it's so your alliance that you were in. You were two of them with CB Eddie, Tam, and yourself, and then with Tiger. There was
Mhm.
so much about it was under the table, and it's probably one of the reasons why you won. I would say you're one of the MVPs that won the season because a lot of people didn't see all the moves you were making, whereas.
Yeah.
Um, Somebody in my season who was clearly an MVP, Lily. It was pretty obvious who she was working with, and it made it so that people could work around her a little bit easier because so there's different ways to be an MVP, but I think if Lily had done a little bit more like you, a little bit more under the table, she would have been the season winner and not just the probably best player from the season.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But now that we've defined it, we're gonna get our first episode. We're gonna probably break this into 4 parts. We're gonna do one row at a time. Would you like to go first or second, Mastermind?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start us off. That's fine.
All right. So the first person we're gonna rank is Aaliyah. Aaliyah played Big Brother season 2. She was an estranged partner with Sean Martin. They had dated back in the day, and it had ended a little sloppily. Um, she didn't make it to the merge. She actually had a family emergency and had to go. I'm going to be putting Aaliyah in the filler category.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
And Adam Stone. He now works for us in the merchandise department. He works for RDS.
So I gotta be careful what I say here.
Hey, you're a billionaire, Mastermind. You don't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah, no, you know what? Adam Stone, he at least had a significant enough experience in his season. I feel like, right, that he would be at least a role player.
You go role player. Okay, I put Adam Stone up here. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna question any. How we're gonna do this is at the end, after everybody's been ranked, we're each gonna get to re-rank one person out of everybody. It could be somebody that we ranked that in hindsight we don't like where we put them, or someone we disagree with. So I'm not gonna question any masterminds, and I hope he doesn't question mine. So it's back to me. So Ryan Verso, another Big Brother season 2. He was. I'm sorry. This is Alex Verso. Orion is his brother. Orion is. Let's look. He's down here with the Ducks jersey. Um, Alex, professional wrestler. He on site got in a fight with his brother when they noticed each other in the house. He just really wasn't around, unfortunately. I think he had a lot of potential, but he just slept all the time. To me, he's a clear tier out below Aaliyah, so I'm gonna unfortunately have to put Alex Verso in the forgettable tier.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I going on with my next pick,
Billy Rose,
Billy. Yeah,
Survivor
it's
season
making
2.
me it's making me think about my previous pick, and because I would almost switch it to where I had
Uh,
the previous pick going down to filler and this pick going to role player.
I was a bit surprised by the Adam Stone thing, but hey, I'm not gonna question anybody. We're saying role player for Billy.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, she was a big part of that alliance with Robert Bricks, Wildcat, Izzy. Like, she was really big there, but when she went to Ganong, she kind of went away. Like, Ganong, I don't know what happened. They won everything and they got complacent. And when the merge happened, she kind of was easy pickings, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean it's tough when you because the first one that I had was obviously you almost want to be nice in these, and then you get to the next person and you're like, well, I don't want to quite put them at solid yet flawed,
Yeah.
but they're also a little bit better
Yeah,
than the previous one.
yeah. Hey, I mean, this is the fun of it, right? Because we're starting. This is alphabetical, this order, so we're going through. It's not set up any old kind of way. So this is Brenda. This is another Survivor season 2 player. She was very impactful in terms of personality. Nobody liked Brenda. Brenda was very preachy. She brought her beliefs, which was real heartfelt about her personal life, but she brought them here and was giving people Bible sermons and paranoid, causing conflict at tribal. She lasted though. She lasted through several weeks, and I can't give her forgettable. I remember a lot about Brenda, but I'm gonna definitely have to go filler, unfortunately.
Okay, looks like I got Brick
We
next,
got
huh?
Robert Bricks, the clone mastermind himself.
The clone mastermind himself for Robert Bricks. He seemed to be playing a pretty decent game
Oh
until
yeah.
all of a sudden it caught up to him real quick.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do fill a new category for us. I'm gonna put Bricks in the solid yet flawed.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think there are solid arguments for Bricks in each of these categories, and I wouldn't. He's not somebody I would have wanted to rank. So I'm glad you took care of that for me. It's not going to be easy. And now I'm seeing that these as we take people off, the rows are changing. I did not look to see where we were at the beginning. Do you know where this ends? I guess we could just count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're stopping here. The last person we're gonna be ranking is Elspeth for this, but I'll continue. So it's back to me. It's Chester Chess, the chess master himself. I can't think of anything else he did besides that, and he's from the current season, so that's going to be forgettable for me.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's where I would have had him too. I have the Chuckster.
Oh, yeah.
Chuckster, of course,
Yeah.
made it all the way to the final three.
100%.
Given that though, I don't think there was too many moves necessarily made. I'm not sure. There was Chuckster had the Chuckster to worry about. He was already ready on his next show. So I'm gonna put the Chuckster as a role player. I think he helped people in getting to the end. I just don't think that was a winning game.
It's very interesting because Chuck, like you said, he made it to the very end. He survived for 39 days. That's a really incredible feat. But like you said, he got 0 votes. Not one person of an 8-person jury decided his game was the best. I think you could have put Chuck. You can't go lower than role player, and I don't think you can go higher than solid yet flawed. It's not an easy person to vote. You've gotten some of the more difficult ones so far. But it's back to me. This is going to be one of the easiest people to vote. We have our first winner, Daisy May. See, for Daisy May, once you win, once you have won, all of these in my mind are kind of out of the question. You know what I'm saying? You are the winner. So it's where of these two are you? Was she an MVP or was she just a serious contender? And I say that so disrespectfully. You could argue I wasn't the MVP of my season. So I'm going to be putting Daisy May in the serious contender bracket. She was the best social player in that game. She was able to adapt and make an alliance. Like, her alliances would fall apart. She didn't make any of them, but who she was working with would be taken out, and she would very easy chameleon on to somebody else. She was so approachable and friendly. I just don't remember very much strategy talk. Her strategy was, I'm not going to cause waves. I'm going to be likable, and I'm going to take advantage and use my votes and use my HOHs when I need to. I mean, she won the second most challenges in her season. So, I mean, she was definitely a real threat, just a threat that was able to hide under the surface.
Yeah, certainly. I agree. Which, in a way, kind of almost leans MVP. It's right there in the middle, for sure.
You could argue it for sure. All right, Danny.
So my next will be Danny, which, oh man, so Danny, oh man, this is going to be a tough one because I think Danny had a bit of a tough draw this season. Being on a tough tribe that they weren't quite doing too well. Given all that, and where she was when she went out, I'm gonna go ahead. I think she had a real shot to go as high as like role player and solid yet flawed. But I just based on when she went out and what was going on at the time, I got to go filler.
Okay, that's interesting. I love that pick. I'm gonna be sending this directly to Rylock just to get so you could deal all with the comments there. I didn't vote you there. That's a great pick.
I did both of Rylock's people, and hey, he's out the role player, so.
Hey, it's a nice average. It's a nice average. So I'm here with Darius. Darius was another Big Brother Season 2 player. He was the estranged partner of JD Pierre. They were business partners. They were best friends from childhood, and he was pretty angry at JD. He said he almost went to prison based off some lies JD had said about their business that he didn't know about. I don't know if that's true or not. JD is currently the UWF champion. He won last night, world champion of the world. So he's definitely lands on his feet. But we're talking about Bane himself, Darius. I'm gonna go role player. He didn't have a long performance, but he definitely was linked to Moira. He was Moira's first love interest. He was linked to JD. I think if there weren't the advantages that were played that week that got him put up onto the block, I think he would have been part of an alliance for a very long time.
Yeah, I see it.
You got the haymaker. You got Dolly Dawn.
Oh man, I got Dolly Dawn. Oh man, this is a tougher one because definitely played a role in where she was. The amount of competition wins and the amount of times that she had to battle back, man. Oh, that was of anybody that played in this most recent Survivor season. Oh, yeah. I think Dolly had the toughest season.
She had to survive for sure.
Yeah, and then made it all the way to when she made it there.
Fourth place.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nearly all the way to the end. Oh man, I'm gonna lean a little bit on the edge here. To me, she's in the middle of the role player and solid yet flawed. I'll go role players, but if she would have made the final 3, she would definitely be in solid yet flawed for me.
That's interesting. Like I said, I'm not going to question Mastermind any of his decisions. There is a ballot currently in the mix that will be dropping, and Dolly Dawn is on the ballot for Player of the Season. So that is an interesting vote for Mastermind, but it's you got to make these decisions. There's only 6 categories, and it's hard.
It's close. I got it right in between role players and solid, but yeah, flawed. Like I said, if you make the final 3 there for me, you're right there in solid. Yeah, flawed.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
that was my criteria on the to booper down one.
So Dutch Masterson. Dutch Masterson was in the Fellowship. The Fellowship is still the most successful and dangerous alliance in RDS history, in my opinion. Dutch Masterson won, I don't remember how many HOHs. It was a lot. Him and Tyrone went back-to-back for a while, controlling the house. Dutch Masterson had advantages. Dutch Masterson was one of the most social players of that season, which is one of the most socially active seasons. Dutch Masterson had made friends with everybody. Unfortunately for Dutch, he made some really big blunders strategically, and I think he is the definition of what's a solid but flawed season is. Dutch Masterson easily could have been the winner, and he also was partially the reason his alliance imploded. So it's a very solid game, but there was some real glaring flaws there.
Yeah. I can see that too. I have our last one of the episode, Elspeth, which yeah, I mean, that win that says a lot. Was able to make it. Another one that I'm kind of right in between, solid yet flawed / serious contenders. But the win once again won the game, bumps her up to serious contenders for me.
I definitely agree. If you win the game, if you are at the end, if there are 3 or 2 people there and they say you are the best left, you got to be at least a serious contender. Regardless of what anybody thinks, I think Elspeth's game is one of the most unique we've just seen. I really enjoyed watching it. Really brought the game to life. Elspeth, it was fun as hell. it was always something happening with the Russian Queen, and that is going to be the end of our first part of the episode. Join us back sometime later in the week for the next part.
There it is.
If an op switch sides, I can't let it slide. Blew a bag in Milan just to match the ride. She searching me on the gram, trying to lift my vibe. Drip so wet, my haters looking fish eyed. Rolling deep like a cold.